Hello everyone. Hi all. Hope all of y'all are doing well. Hope your Friday is going great. Hello. Hi all watching us. Welcome to yet another episode of Club Live. So excited to have you all back again to teach you a superb look. आज हम लोग मेकअप और हेयर नहीं करेंगे. Today we'll be doing a very special nail look, which you all must have seen on Kylie Jenner and all of these celebrities like Bella Hadid and so many more. It's called the drip nails, which is basically कि आपका आधा nail matte होता है and बाकी जो nail होता है उससे एक drip effect आता है with a glossy nail paint. So I'm very excited to have our in-house expert Kate come and demonstrate this nail look for you. Thank you for showing so much love. My name is Radhika and I'll be hosting you today. Hi Rishali. Hi Mansi. Hi Sanya. Hi Sandhya. Hi Akshi. Hi Sid Mehta. Hi Shalini. Hope all of you all are doing well. So today we'll be joined by Kate. Kate is our in-house beauty expert. She's a makeup, nail and hair artist and today she'll be showing us a very nice nail style. तो आपके पास अगर nail extensions नहीं भी हैं, even if you like creating like nail art on your own nail paint, this is going to be a superb session and आप इसको recreate कर सकते हैं. And don't forget to tag us because we'd love to see कि आप क्या recreate कर रहे हैं. So without further ado, I'm gonna patch Kate right in. Just give me a second, okay? Hello. And for all those watching us, if you're not Airblack members and have always been curious कि club में क्या होता है, how should I join the club, there's a very special link in our bio where you can go, fill in your details and our team shall reach out to you. Now we have Kate here. Hi Kate.
Hi everybody. How's everyone doing today?
All good. We won't be able to see Kate today because Kate's only going to be showing us her gorgeous hands. But we will try and probably show you her face once we're done with the look. Kate, I already explained to our viewers what we're going to be learning aaj, but why don't we hear it from you? What do you think about this nail style and what is it about?
Right. So today we're going to be doing something which I would call the matte gloss drip. Right. So we're playing with different textures here. We're playing with different products here. And what we're going to do is we're going to create something like, let's say, a completely matte nail with a drip effect using a gloss product. Right.
Okay.
So that will be super fun. Right. It gives a lot of texture on the nail. And then we'll see how we want to do the drips. We can always change it up and add something fun.
Sounds fabulous. Let's get started.
All right. So the first and most important part of having, let's say, a long-lasting manicure, right? Long-lasting gel paint is making sure that your nail prep is good, right? On natural nails and on, let's say, even press-ons like these. So these are press-ons which I've already cut. You can see I've cut and filed, but I still have to prep the base. Okay, so how do I prep the base? I'm going to go ahead with my buffer. I'm going to buff the surface, make sure that all these bits are coming off. And then I will apply a base coat. Okay, so I'm going to start with buffing the surface.
Okay. So Kate, right, tell me, a lot of times people, by the way, Kate will not be able to converse with us in Hindi. So if in case you don't understand what she's saying, I'm happy to repeat it for you. So Kate, just want to understand, when you buff the nails,
yes,
since these are press-ons, it's easier. But if you're buffing like natural nails, does that affect your original nail or nail bed in any way?
Right. So any sort of filing, cutting or buffing can damage your nail if not done properly. Right. So that's why practice is important. So when you're practicing, you need to really practice on the different types of pressure that you use. If I take this and if I start doing it too roughly, I will definitely hurt the person, even if I have a press-on nail on. Right. It's too much of pressure. So when you're working with natural nails, you want to make sure that you're just gently, you know, kind of rotating the finger so there's not too much pressure in one place. And you're gently going over the entire surface. And it's very important for you not to use a rough filer for buffing, right? You have to use a buffer to get that surface. Otherwise, you will cause scratches on the nail, which is difficult for you to remove.
Okay, got it.
So as you can see here, I'm gently just getting this on all the edges, and you can see how the gloss has instantly, disappeared. That's the point of buffing, to remove that extra kind of that surface layer, so that whatever products I'm using later will stick for long.
You're just making it matte and removing the shine of the nail,
Exactly.
right? Okay. I have a couple of questions while you do that.
Right.
So Shelly says that her nail growth is barely there. It's very minimum. What can she do about it?
So see, nail growth firstly, is your nail growth bad because you're doing too much of extensions and stuff, or is it just naturally does not grow?
Okay,
Like
Shelly,
yeah.
let us know कि आपने अपने nails पे extensions लगाए हैं या वो naturally ही ऐसे है. Another thing she says is कि उनके side से skin भी निकलती है. So basically the skin peels from the cuticles. So what can she do about that?
So in order to stop the peeling means that you need to actually use more cuticle oil, right? Hydrate the skin so it doesn't get super dry and flake off, firstly. Secondly is, like I was saying earlier, if your nails naturally just don't grow, even if you don't put product, that means you're lacking something, right? Maybe calcium, maybe some sort of supplements, which nowadays is very easily replaceable with just taking some, nail gummies or some sort of supplements which can help and promote your nail growth. If not, you can, maybe avoid doing too much of nail extensions or too much of gel products, because your nail also needs some time to get back its original oils and original protein.
So
Because
Shelly actually says that her nails are like that naturally. She doesn't use extensions or anything. So that's her nail growth. It's just slow.
Right. So like I said, you can always take some supplements, some gummies. I think almost all brands that sell supplements have nail gummies and nail supplements which you can take, and it will definitely help your nails to grow.
Okay.
There's a brand called Bodywise. They sell supplements, for skin, for hair, for nails. You can definitely just take a look and see if that's working for you.
Okay. Sanya, no, these are not extensions. I mean, they are press-on nails. Kate, would you call these extensions, or they're just simply press-on nails?
So these are not the pre-made extensions, right? These are basically very plain press-on nails, and these would last longer than the extensions that you get, let's say, in a box, right? Already done. Okay. Because the glue is much stronger. These are the glue which we use for like sticking the tips for extensions, like acrylic extensions and gel extensions.
Okay.
And this could last up to, let's say, 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, if you're a person who doesn't do too much of heavy lifting with your hands, I would say.
Got it. What are you doing now?
So now I'm just taking a tissue, right? You can also use a brush, but I'm just using a tissue so that I can remove all the let's say all the residue from the buffing. Because if I use cotton, there's a huge possibility that any of the fibers from the cotton can get stuck on the nail and kind of hamper with my finish later on. Because cotton fibers are the biggest problem when you're doing anything with polish. So I always use tissue for the cleaning process and for the wiping process, so that I don't have any fiber residue on the nails.
Okay.
So now my nails are, the first step of the prep is done. I don't have to use primer because this is not on the natural nail, right? I use primer before sticking the tip. Now I'll go in straight with a base coat. So I'm using my Shills base coat, one of my favorites. This is it, right? And I will have to cure this for 60 seconds. So I'll just put one nice even layer on all the nails. You can see how this is going on. So if you don't apply a good base coat, there's a huge possibility that your nail polish will start peeling within a few hours of applying it, right? So
instead of a base coat, can we use like a transparent nail paint, or does a base coat have like a particular objective in this?
Yes, so base coat basically has this tacky or sticky kind of finish, right? So the stickiness, even after curing it, that sticky surface that it has even after curing will help the other gels which we put on top of it last for longer. It'll help those gels to stick on, right? And so if you put a normal clear coat, that will completely dry. It will not have a sticky finish. So it won't really um, do justice to what we're trying, like, won't help with the longevity of the polish.
Okay. So, Kate, you said in order to make your nails grow, we can take supplements and other sort of vitamins. What does one do if their nails are super soft, and how do you make them stronger?
See, if someone's nails are super soft, again, it's for the same reason, right? Either you're using too much product or your nails are just weak and you're lacking calcium.
Right.
Right, because that is what gives strength to the nails. A lot of different, zinc, magnesium, calcium, all of these things are lacking in the body. So you will have to figure out what it is that's lacking. It's very simple. Even with skin, sometimes you don't realize that you have something lacking, or for your hair you have something lacking. So even if you do a simple test to figure out what's lacking, you can always take the right and correct supplements for your system.
Got it. Okay. If anyone, अगर आप में से किसी के पास भी कोई सवाल हैं related to the look that Kate's doing, related to nail care and more, feel free to drop in your questions and हम Kate से आपके सारे सवाल पूछेंगे.
Right. So now all the nails have been coated with some base coat, and I am going to put this in the UV lamp for 60 seconds. Till then, if you guys have any questions, you can let me know.
Okay.
Also, I will not, show you the UV lamp because I always keep the UV lamp away from my UV products. Okay. The reason why I keep it away from the UV products is because, let's say, if my bottle or if my product is exposed to the lamp too much, it can completely dry up or destroy my UV product, right? So always keep it away from the lamp.
Okay. Rani says that she's done her nails course at Airblack from you. So
that's amazing. Nice to see you. Nice to see you here. So till that's getting cured, I'll tell you the polish that we're using. This is the color coat, and it's in the shade RA14 from Shills. Okay, this is like a jet black color, you can see.
So we have a couple of questions, Kate. Midnight and Maya wants to know, can a UV lamp dry on normal gel nail paint as well?
No, it will not. The reason why it won't is because these products, they have like let's say a UV sort of product in it, right, which will only dry underneath the UV or LED light. So if, for example, if I put this on my nail and if I wait for it to air dry, it will never dry. It will constantly be sticky even for a few days, right? It will not dry completely. It will always be sticky. But if I put this under the lamp, it will dry within 60 seconds to a minute. To 2 minutes. Okay. So if I put normal nail polish on my nails and if I try to put it in the lamp, it will still take the same amount of time to dry. It will not dry faster in the lamp.
Okay, got it. Could you tell us the name of the base coat once?
It's the Shills base coat.
Okay. Janvi says, and are you okay if I say the question in Hindi, Kate?
Sure, no problem.
Okay.
That's fine.
Janvi says, मेरे nails लंबे हैं but shape देने के बाद 1 से 2 दिन में बहुत टूट जाते हैं. मैंने कई बार मैनिक्योर कराया है but कोई फायदा नहीं होता. Can you let us know what we can do about this?
Okay.
So
often when someone's nails are super long and when the cutting is done wrong, right, lots of cracks are forming within the layers of the nail. Okay, so because a lot of cracks are forming, and because when you do a manicure, you're soaking your fingers for so long, it tends to soften the nails a lot, right? So you might not see those cracks, but eventually in a few days, the nail keeps chipping and keeps peeling. So if the cutting is done well, filing is done smoothly, try to do the cutting, try to do the filing before soaking the hands, right? Don't just soak the hands, because what can happen is you are softening or weakening the nails for that moment. So try to avoid soaking your hands in a lot of, warm water. First cut it while it's dry, file it while it's dry, so that you're not causing any sort of chipping, or you're not, let's say, softening the nail too much.
Okay. Got it. Our hands are here. I was going to take one more question.
You can take it.
Just give me a sec. Again, how do I make normal nail paint dry? I have so many of them, but even after a day of applying the gel paint, it melts or loses texture.
Is it are you talking about normal or UV?
Normal nail paint. I think normal nail paint. Normal gel nail.
Okay, so normal nail paint is very, very difficult for you to kind of activate it. All of us already know that if you want to activate some normal paint, you have to use a little bit of acetone or nail polish remover, because it will loosen the particles.
Right.
Besides that, it is, if you think about investing in UV gel products, they last for much longer, because you can, they don't dry. They don't air dry. You can, even if by chance you leave the bottle open, or if it's in the heat, or if it's in a cool place, it still does not get, dried out or too thick. You can still use it very easily. Instead of, buying too many.
Got it. Okay.
Normal polishes,
Let's get started, Kate.
I think there's a small network issue. Is my voice audible?
Yes, it's better. It's better. Yes.
All right. So I'm going to take my polish now, and I'm going to directly apply it on the nails.
Okay.
So remember not to apply too much. You can always take more polish, but if there's too much of polish on the nail, it will become a mess and start seeping through the sidelines, right? These are the sidelines of the nail. So you want to start by placing the polish at the cuticle, right? Filling the sides very gently. And it's easy to clean gel polish off the skin only while it's still wet. If you cure it and then try to clean it, it's not going to be so easy for you to remove.
Right.
Okay, so now I have coated the entire nail. I'm not going to make it a very thick layer. If I need to add more, I can always add more, but if it's too thick, it will look uneven. And I'm also capping the edges. So this is the free edge. The area where the nail does not touch the skin is known as the free edge. Okay? So I'm just capping this so that there's lesser chances of chipping, any nail polish chipping. So now I'll just take a brush, a clean brush with a little bit of nail polish remover.
Okay.
And I will wipe the sides.
While you do that, I have a couple more questions. Kate, Pragati wants to know, how can she make her gel power polish last longer?
So if you use a good base coat and a good top coat, that's all you need for any polish. If your base coat is good and if your top coat is good, it will last as long as it possibly can.
Okay. Janvi, you can go ahead and ask your question in the comment section. No worries. So a lot of times, Kate, I think I've also noticed whenever I'm also getting my manicure done, like you use like a little clean brush with an acetone to clean it off.
Yes.
A lot of people just really take their own nail and then clean off the sides. When you're working on a client, what is the right way to go about it?
Either you use the sharp end of your cuticle pusher so that you can get in the gaps, or use a small brush.
Okay.
Because sometimes using your finger can actually cause a bigger mess. You can scratch the person.
Yeah.
It's not safe for you. It's not safe for your client either. So normally when we're doing it for ourselves, we don't really care, right? We just do it really quickly and we want to just get it over with. But when you're working on a client, you want to be as hygiene as possible.
Right. And a lot of times I feel whenever we do get the nail paint onto our nail bed, most times like there is a little part at the nail bed where the nail paint doesn't go in and it leaves like a very stark line. What do you do about that?
So in that case, what you need to do is, you're talking about near the cuticle, right? So near the cuticle area, you need to take a small little detailing brush, right? It would resemble, let's say, an eyeliner brush, and you need to just go into those gaps and fill it up with the paint.
Okay, got it. Let's see, there are a couple more questions. Janvi, no, we're not taking any questions related to makeup or hair. However, you can drop in your question on the DM and we would be happy to answer it for you. Uh, okay, Sandhya wants to know, how do you remove temporary nails?
So when you're removing temporary nails, like any nail removal process, the first thing you need to do is soak your nails in some warm water, right? Most of the temporary nails, they pop off as soon as you soak it for more than 5 minutes in warm water.
Right.
If not, then you can go get into the acetone or the nail polish remover soaking process, where you just place your fingers in a small bowl or soak the cotton and place a foil on top of it. This will loosen out the glue and loosen out whatever product you've put to stick it, and it will automatically start popping off.
Understood. Okay.
So you can see how easy that brush is making the job for me.
Yeah. Pragati says, I'm using a Shills base coat and top coat, but the power polish comes off very early despite using these two.
Okay. So then maybe the polish is not working well. The nail polish itself is not suiting the base coat and the top coat. So sometimes even if you're not using the right nail polish, right, the nail polish with the right consistency, it will not last for a long time.
Got it. Okay. Shruti wants to know, how do you remove a UV gel nail paint at home by yourself?
It's very simple. So basically, you take your nail polish remover. So my favorite one is not actually acetone. It's an acetone free nail polish remover, which means it's a bit safer on the nails, right? It's not so dehydrating. I'll show you 1 second. So this is from Colorbar.
Okay.
This is the Colorbar acetone free nail enamel remover. I take this with my cotton pads, right? I just soak my cotton pads and I place it over the nail and cover it with foil and allow it to sit for at least, let's say, 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so once it's sat for 5 to 10 minutes, as soon as you remove the foil and the cotton, you will see that it's completely peeling off slowly. And then you take your cuticle pusher and you start pushing off the residue of the product.
Okay, got it. Let's see if there are more questions. Do nail extensions damage real nails, as the process of removing extensions is super harsh?
The process of applying it and the process of removing it.
Nail extensions, does that ruin the nail bed, since the process seems to be super harsh for the nail bed, but on a longer term basis, would nail extensions ruin your nails?
Definitely. Even the application as well as the removal, everything will damage your nail if it's done too much.
Okay.
Because these are all dehydrating products, right? They are chemicals. So when you do your nails, you need to make sure that you're giving your nails a break as well.
Okay. Destiny wants to know, how often can I get nail extensions? And also, I love Kate's work.
Okay, so you can get, I would say that if you're getting nail extensions, depending on the type, if it's gel or if it's acrylic, you can get it once every 2 months, right? Give your nails at least 1 month break before you get it the next time. If it's gel or acrylic, if it's press on, yes, maybe a week or two break between the next time, but you have to make sure that you're giving your nails a break. If not, it's definitely not going to, it's going to damage your nails. Okay.
And I have
so now the nails are done. Tell me.
No, why don't you cure the nails?
Yes. So the nails are curing. You tell me.
Curing the nails for Kate. So every time you do like a coat, how long do you put in the nails under the UV light?
So for a black shade, any dark color, right? Like a dark blue, dark red, black, any pigment which is super dark needs at least 2 minutes of curing, which is 120 seconds on the lamp, right? It's counted, everything is counted in seconds on the lamp. So 120 seconds on the lamp to cure dark colors. For your coats, like base coat, top coat, matte coat, all of these, just 60 seconds is enough.
Okay.
And so that's how
So
long
my
you...
follow-up question was,
Yes.
Kate, since we're talking about like nail extensions and how they harm.
Yeah.
For instance, I get like gel extensions, like gel nail paint over my own
Correct.
nail. So when you're getting gel nail paints done, does that also cause equal harm, or do you need to give like a break between getting that done, or having it all the time works as well?
See, when you're getting it on your natural nails, right? When your nails are already, it does weaken the nail a bit, definitely. Okay, 100% there is, because it's dehydrating and it's kind of dulling down the natural protein in the nail. But if the removal is done well, right? If you actually are caring, applying your cuticle oil, if the removal is done well, if you're using good quality products, then the harm that it does to your nail is much lesser.
Got it.
So even if you're doing it very often, if you're making sure that you're cleaning all the old residue, and if you're you're hydrating your nails and you're using your primer, that's important.
Okay. A few more questions. Khaleesi wants to know, what is better, gel or acrylic nails? And I love almond shapes, so what is better? So I think firstly we'll answer, if gel or acrylic, what is better for your nails?
Right. So both of them, see, once they are done, right, you can't tell the difference.
Right.
If you're someone who doesn't know much about the nails, you can't tell the difference. Gel is a much longer process because it's done layer by layer. Acrylic is done very fast because it's a self-drying product. Right? It's just the monomer and polymer, you mix it and then you apply it on the nail and it dries much faster.
Right.
So if you're thinking about, let's say, having some super soft nail, something which is not too heavy, you will go for gel. And if you're going for something which is super strong and something which you're planning to, let's say, party super hard and you don't want your nails to break, you would go for acrylic, I would say. Right?
Got it. Okay. So what are we doing now?
Right. So now I'm just going to check if I need to touch up any spots. But as you can see, this gel polish itself is so pigmented. Right? So I don't need more than one coat. So now I'm going to make the entire nails matte using my matte top coat. Okay, 1 second.
Okay.
Right,
But
so
also who joined us, Kate is going to be showing us a super nice nail look, so stay tuned. Yes.
Right, so this is the top matte.
Okay.
Right, this again is from Shills. All of these are from the same collection, all these polishes. So I'm going to apply a nice thin layer on all the nails. I hope it's visible.
Question, how do you know that the nail is cured? So do you touch the nail to see if it's dry, or is there any other way to know this?
So if the nail is not cured, right, you will actually, the polish will transfer onto your hand or your finger.
Okay.
Right? And if you take it out before time, it will also kind of crumple up on the nail because some areas will be dry and some areas will be wet. But if not, it will have this type of texture. Let me just show you. Can you see this? My fingerprint is going on the nail, but there's no transfer of polish.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so now I'm just going to coat all the nails quickly.
Hello Sunita, I'm sorry, but मैं हिंदी में बात करूंगी आपसे. Kate, however, will not be converse in Hindi, but आप अपने सवाल पूछ सकते हैं, and Kate would be answering all of them without fail. Kate, could you repeat what product you're applying exactly on the nail right now?
Right now, I'm applying a top matte coat.
Oh, got it.
So it's as good as it's a top coat, but it's a matte finish.
Understood. And you'll be curing this as well?
I'll be curing this for 60 seconds.
Great. So that's easy. So like base coats and top coats and probably transparent nail paints go in for 60 seconds, whereas pigments which are darker will take about 120 seconds.
Right. So if I'm going for white or a nude color also, 60 seconds to 90 seconds should be good.
Okay.
But if it's a darker color, I need to make sure that it's completely cured because darker pigments take longer to dry.
Okay, Himani, even I've seen this. So Himani says some artists do wipe off the gel polish as well sometimes, and I've noticed this personally myself. What is that product that they wipe off, Kate?
So basically, when you are, so this is a no wipe top coat, right?
Okay.
So in some cases, top coats will give you a really good finish if it's really, let's say, we're using a builder gel, right? Let's say we're doing a gel extension and we're using a builder gel. In that case, builder gel, or let's say a specific type of top coat, they have a sticky residue. Okay, so that stickiness will constantly be there, and the reason why that stickiness is there is because it's meant to build. Let's say if I apply like a shiny no wipe top coat on top of this, I cannot apply any other layer on top because it's completely smooth, right? It's no stickiness. So if there's no stickiness, you can't build on top. So the reason why they have to wipe it using a UV residue wipe, it's called a UV residue wipe, or something called as isopropyl alcohol, right? Which is also known as slip solution for polygel. So that will help to remove the stickiness and kind of leave that gloss on the nail. If it's basically a top coat which needs to be wiped.
Understood. We're getting a lot of questions. Sandhya wants to know, is the builder gel and a base coat the same?
No, a builder gel is something which you would use to build layers for a gel extension. Okay. A base coat is something which you need to use in order for the polishes or any sort of product to sit and stick on the nail well. So now I'm just curing this for 60 seconds.
Okay.
Till then I'm going to get my small little palette type of thing and get my top coat ready. So now, since I've applied my matte top coat already, I will use a clear top coat to create the design.
Okay. So a clear top coat without like a black nail paint, or because I've seen these nail looks and they're so fascinating to look at. Mostly of course the base is matte and then you have that design. And what I thought was you're going to be using like a black gel nail polish on top of the matte nail paint. But are you using just a clear nail paint?
It's just a clear nail paint and it will reflect the black from the base.
Wow, that's interesting.
So this is my clear top coat.
Okay.
Right? This is a shiny top coat from Shills again. I am just stocking up a good amount so that I can get a nice effect on the nails.
Okay. Al Thomas wants to know, what is the most important thing in doing a nail care routine?
Removing dead skin, removing product residue, okay, and making sure that the nails are rehydrated. The nails and the skin, right, which is the cuticle area, the sidelines, you need to use a cuticle oil, and you also need to clean underneath the nails, right? Take a brush, take a scrubber, and get underneath all of the nails, because a lot of germs tend to accumulate there.
Okay.
So now can you see how matte the nails have become?
Yes. Oh wow.
Right. So now I'm using a dotting tool. Okay, this is the end of the dotting tool. And I'm going to start creating the design. So you can create your drip from this side, or you can create your drip as a French tip. I'll do it as a French tip today.
Okay.
So first I will place my dots on the nail. Okay. So let's say I want one drip here, 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 just randomly, right? Because the drip is not completely perfect.
Right.
You can see. And now I will transform this into proper drips. Right. So for this process, I'll actually take a smaller dotting tool.
Okay.
Sorry. Yeah. So that I can create a neater line. So you can see how I'm just creating curves.
Right. That's very fascinating to look at.
Right. So it looks like I've used a black polish, but it's actually just a clear.
That's very fascinating. I always thought it was like a color that is literally the waistcoat color.
Right. So all you need is a good dotting tool, or
Okay.
if you don't have dotting tools, you can always use, a toothpick, something
Hmm.
which has, let's say, a very pointy tip.
Hmm.
So can you see this drip?
That looks really good.
Right. So, and you can also very clearly see the texture,
Yeah.
right? From the matte to the gloss.
Hmm. So it's almost like a 3D texture as well, Kate,
Exactly.
right?
So also another mistake is asking your client to keep their finger this way. What will happen is the gel will all drop down. But the point is to keep the tip facing up so that the gel actually retains as a drip and it's not bulky just at the tip.
Okay.
So I'm going to just quickly repeat the same process.
So Kate, tell us what are some color combinations that you've seen in this particular nail style?
So you can do red and black.
Okay.
Pink and black is super famous.
Hmm.
I think that's what the Kylie Jenner one
Yeah.
was.
Pink and
And then
black.
also, yeah, and also the nude and black.
Okay.
But I've also realized that self colors look super, super good. Like, let's say, plain black with a glossy drip,
Right.
right? Or, um,
And black, Kate. So in nude and black, it's basically the nude base and black nail paint, right?
right.
Got it. So they do use different nail paints in some styles.
Yes.
Okay.
So even to fill in the balance, you can always use a brush, but I just end up going in with the dotting tool itself
Okay.
because I have more control over how much of product I'm picking up.
I'm going to be back in just 1 second, okay?
No worries. So you can see I'm not making all of them completely equal because then that would not look like a drip,
Yeah.
right? So it's
Yeah.
more just going with the flow. Okay, so I'm just quickly going to finish up the rest and cure it.
Okay. Okay, Sandhya wants to know how many types of top coats are there in the market. If you could just name a few.
So there's your velvet top coat. Okay, let's start with the
Mhm.
basic ones, right? So your basic one would be a
Okay.
glossy top coat, which I'm using now to create this design.
Mhm. Yeah.
Then you have your matte top coat.
Mm-hmm.
Matte top coat. Then you have your velvet top coat.
Okay. Velvet and matte, what difference be exactly in texture?
So velvet, the texture would be slightly different. It's very similar, but the texture would be just very slightly different.
Okay.
Maybe that would have more of, let's say, a smoother texture, softer texture,
Okay.
instead of this dry compared to, like, it won't be as dry as matte.
Hmm.
Okay, and then you have your diamond, which again is like super thick and gives extra gloss.
Okay.
Then you have your shiny top coats, which are basically top coats that have glitter particles or mylars in them.
Okay.
There's I can keep going, but they're all very similar
So
to
there's
each other and have,
two types, two main types, which is matte and glossy, right?
yes,
And then there are variations in them.
yes.
So Kate,
Professionally, I don't use too many different types. I'm sorry, tell me.
no, just want to understand the style that you're doing right now. So you've used a press on and stuck it on like nails, but can you create this trend on just like a simple press on? And then if you are into sort of using it back again, you can probably use it whenever you want.
Yes, of course. So basically, even if you've done this, right? Even if I've done it like this, if the nail pops off by itself, right? Or if you take it out very, patiently without destroying it with nail polish remover or anything like that, you can easily, it's 100% reusable.
Understood.
Because it's as good as just a press on nail, but it's a bit more durable.
Got it. So even the nail glue that you use to use and stick on the press-on nails,
Mm-hmm.
is that safe for your own nail bed, or do you take a few precautions before actually applying the press-on nail onto your nail bed?
So when I'm doing this process, I would never just go in blindly and stick the nail. I do a full nail prep, cleaning the nail bed, buffing, filing, all of those things, and then I apply a primer and dehydrator on the nail, and then finally I actually stick the nail. So even that is a process. If you want your press-ons to stay for longer, you need to make sure that your nail prep is good then also.
Right. Okay. For all those who are watching us who joined in late, Kate is doing a superb drip nail art. And if you've missed it, don't worry, we're going to be saving this video as a live later. You can watch it and recreate this look. Right now, Kate's doing it on a press-on nail. You can do it on your own nail as well and more. Kate, another question. When you're doing like this on your own nail, can you put your hands under the UV light? And of course, is the UV light safe to use?
Yes, it is. And you can put your hands under the UV light. It's perfectly safe.
Okay.
Whether you have, your gloves on, whether you're doing it for someone else or yourself, it's perfectly safe.
Okay. That looks really, really nice. I love it.
Right. So as long as you get the shape first or the design that you're looking for, you can always go in and, fill in with product after that.
Okay. So you've generally created like a basic guideline for the drip, and then you're going ahead
And then I'm
and
going
filling.
in and filling.
And when you're filling in the tip, are you using a lot of product to give it that little uplifted effect, or no?
Maybe a little bit more than I would normally do, because I want the texture, I want the difference to show.
Right.
Right. So I'll go back in with the dotting tool, and just the areas where the drip is, I will, add maybe a dot more of product, so that I can actually see that 3D effect.
Okay. Got it.
Now I'm just checking.
I am in love with these nails, and I think I have my next nail inspiration ready. It's
Yes, love to see it. So see, sometimes the gel, sorry, tell me.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
So sometimes the gel will move about, right? Because it's super runny. You need to make sure that you are setting it in place before you cure it.
Okay.
Okay, so I will just ask the person to put their hand up for a second. I know it's kind of weird. So when they put their hand upwards, right, all the drip and all the product will kind of move away from the tip, right? It'll go downwards, and it won't make the tip very thick.
So
just give me 1 second.
Is this also 60 seconds, or is this like a longer period?
So this is maybe 60 to 90 seconds, because the problem is it's so thick, right? We want that 3D effect. So we need to make sure that all the layers of the product are dried at the tip. So I'm just going to cure this now. So I've had her keep her hand up for like 10 to 15 seconds, and now I'm curing it for 90 seconds.
Understood. Okay. So Kate, what are some of the top nail trends that you've been seeing these days?
So I really like I'm sure you guys would have seen the encapsulated nail. right? Where there's a lot of, let's say, a liquid in between the layers with, let's say, it looks like a lava lamp, right? Something like that.
Yes.
Or the transfer foils, all of those things. See, for content wise and something which looks really cool, especially online, those trends are really nice, but not very often do you get clients who want to do those crazy things, right? We want
Yeah.
to go for like the classy glam kind of looks.
Yes. That is true. So, Kate, what
Okay.
are some things that you personally do on a morning and evening basis for your nails?
Personally, the only thing I do is make sure that my nails are clean, especially if I have extensions on, right? So there's a small little brush which I take and I just brush it underneath and on top of the nails, because when you have gel polish, it doesn't really come off like how normal
Yeah.
nail polish would, right? So
Yeah.
I take that brush with a lot of soap and I clean underneath the nails and on top of the nails. And then I also make sure that I apply good hand cream and cuticle oil. There's not too much, but there's not too much that you have to do, but just making sure that your nails are clean and your nails are hydrated.
Sounds good. Why don't we see the final look? So excited.
Yes. So the last product which I'm putting is the Shills cuticle oil. This is super important if you want your, fingers to look hydrated. So now it's completely dry. You can see how I'm literally rubbing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's completely dry. So
Okay.
because this is matte and I don't want to spoil the finish, I'll be very careful while applying the cuticle oil.
Okay.
So I'll just make sure
You
that it's
do tend to get like very oily, especially in Indian households where we're cooking and we're cleaning, we're eating
right.
food. What do you do about that, Kate, though? Like once you're
So see,
oily.
it completely dries off within a few minutes, right? It's
Okay.
just that right now I'm being very careful is because I want it to look good finally, right? But if it was a client, I would just randomly just rub it into the nail in a few minutes, and if you just wash your hands, the oil is going to come off the surface of the mat. It doesn't spoil the mat at all.
Okay. That looks really good. Amazing. I want all to send us lots and lots of hearts if you like this look. And if you want to see more nail looks with Kate, we definitely come back and show you another trending nail style super soon.
Yes. So also you can take that brush and you can go a little bit underneath the nail because you do a lot of filing here, right? So it
Right.
tends to rub on the skin and the skin will get rough.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just take that brush. You don't have to take too much of product and you can just rub it underneath the nail as well.
Okay. Looks really nice. I'm so fascinated with this. This looks superb.
1 second, I'll just get it in a good position for you guys to see. So if you see, as soon as I wipe it, it kind of just absorbs the oil.
That looks absolutely gorgeous. I want all of you to send lots of hearts if you did the look together with us. Don't forget to tag us in your pictures. We'd absolutely love to see what color combinations you use and how did your final outcome turn out.
Yeah, so this is how it's looking. I'm sure you guys can see the difference in texture. Of course, the oil, can you see the effect that the oil gives? But it also dries up very fast.
Yeah.
So in a few minutes, it would disappear, the oil, the effect from the oil. But that's how I got the drip.
That looks superb. And thank you so much, Kate, for joining us. Always a pleasure. I know you have a session at Airblack at 5.
Yes,
You
I
go.
do.
And for all those watching us, if you're not an Airblack member, go click on the link in our bio, fill in your details, and you can learn so much at Airblack from hair, makeup, and nails from experts like Kate. So definitely go check that out. Kate, I will see you super soon, and thank you so much for teaching such a fabulous look.
Most welcome. Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye.